6 months of focused, deliberate action can drastically improve your life. Look, I'm an advocate for patience on this channel, although I sincerely believe that the majority of men today aren't moving quick enough. They're too slow. There's no intensity. There's no aggression. There's no urgency about them. They drag themselves to do things. And the majority of them don't progress year on year. And I would even argue that they get worse year on year. In life, I believe that you're either getting better or getting worse. There's no middle ground. If you stop working out, what happens? You lose muscle. If you start eating shit, you start gaining fat. If you don't use it, you lose it, as they say. So if you're not constantly working out, if you're not constantly improving on your craft, you're going to get rusty. You're going to get worse. I've got some tips here that I want to share with you guys on how you can really maximize the next 6 months to massively improve your life. So let's get straight into it. The first thing I want to talk about is demanding more from yourself. Enough is enough. Say that to yourself. You got to get sick and tired of being sick and tired. You know deep down inside, you've got that guilt. You know you haven't been doing enough. But you got to keep it real with you. Tell yourself that, oh man, what the fuck have you been doing, bro? Come on. You've got goals. You've got things you need to achieve. You've done shit over the last 30 days. And say it from a constructive place, of course. You know, you care about your own progress. That's why you're keeping it real with yourself. If you don't care about yourself, you let yourself go. You start getting fat, right? That's what happens when you stop taking care of yourself. So you're doing this out of self-love. Tell yourself, come on, man, we can turn things around over the next few months. Life could be so much better. And genuinely believe it, because it can. If you start taking your life seriously, things will look a whole lot different in 6 months. And look, 6 months is just a good time frame to work with. It's not to say that if in 6 months you don't drive your dream car, then you're a failure. No. It's just a good enough time to get some serious progress under your belt. So the first point is demand more from yourself. Come on, keep it real with yourself. Stop the BS. You're capable of so much more and you know it. Second point is confront your fears head on. Whatever it is that you're afraid to do, do it. Whether it's signing up to a boxing class, uploading your first YouTube video, you know what it is. Do it. There's no way to overcome fear other than to confront it head on. That's the only way. Stop reading books on 5 tips to overcome your fear of... No, just do the thing that fucking terrifies you, man. Do it. The way I improved my speaking skills was by speaking in front of a group of people on a consistent enough basis. When I first began public speaking, it was in front of a group of 10 people and I was fucking shitting bricks, man. I was scared. Deep down inside, I was like, they're gonna judge me, I'm gonna slip up, I'm gonna stutter. But how did I overcome that fear? By actually walking to the front of the fucking room and speaking. That was the only way I was able to overcome that fear. So you know what it is that you need to do. That thing that you can't stop thinking about, that terrifies you, that you know you should do. Do it. So that's number 2, confront your fear head on. Number 3, eliminate all distractions. It's time to get focused, man. It's time to get focused. If your friends always call you out every single day to go to the pub or to do this or to do that, tell them, guys, listen, I love you, but I can't come today. I've got this thing I'm working on, I'm busy. You don't have to get into too much detail, and I would even discourage you from really getting into detail with what you want to do. I want you to get some good progress under your belt, because people often try and deviate you away from your goals if they are aware of them too soon. You know, me, I like to get things done, and then if somebody asks me, I'll obviously tell them. You know, I'm not scared of people finding out what I do, no. But I like to just execute, I'm moving. So tell your boys, listen, I can't come out all the time. I can see you guys perhaps once a week, but I can't come out every day. You know, because time moves quick, guys. Before you know it, you're going to be 4 months in to this 6 month cycle that you're really trying to take advantage of. And you're going to be like, shit, I wasted 4 months. So you got to tell them, guys, I can't, not every day. Once a week, we could possibly do that. Okay? Number 5, this is very important. Sorry, number 4, show up on the days you don't feel like it. Because I promise you, you're going to get a lot of those days. I still get those days. Oh, it's cold outside. Can't be asked to go for a run. Oh, I've got to upload a video today. I'm not really in the mood. Do it anyways. Okay? It's got to be done. Stop feeling sorry for yourself. Oh no, yeah. You've had a tough day. You can't be having rest days fucking 6 days a week and expecting your life to turn around. No. You've got to show up every fucking day, man. Do something in order to get you closer to that goal. Okay? If you only work based off of how you feel, you'll never get anywhere. Successful people don't operate based off of their feelings. They have a burning desire to accomplish this goal that they have. And it's beyond just them. And that takes me very nicely, actually, to point number 5. Remind yourself of the reason you started. Many of you would have heard me say this before. If you don't have a reason, you're only here for a season. Most people quit because they only think about themselves. So the moment it gets tough, they give up. If your reason is, I gotta retire mum and dad. Maybe, God, you know, hopefully this is not the case for you, but maybe your parents are very sick and they can't work every day, so they're struggling financially to provide for the family. You decide, I'm going to step up for them. Or maybe you have kids and, you know, you look at your kids every day and you want to provide the world to them. That's a good enough reason to keep pushing. Because when you feel like, oh man, I don't want to do anything today, you're reminded of your kids. No, my kids need me. I need to win. Dad needs to be that superhero who goes out there in the rain, grafts away in order to provide his kids with a prosperous future. Okay, so you've got to have a strong reason. And it could be beyond family. It could be, you know what, I want to create change around the world. I want to be able to invest in, you know, impoverished communities around the world. I want to build schools. I want to build hospitals. You know, it could be things like that. So do you really want to give up on that goal? No. Okay, so remind yourself of the reason as to why you started. Number 6, journal. Journaling, I keep talking about it, guys. I sound like a broken record. I used to think it was one of those corny things, you know, where you wrote down how you felt and things like that, and I used to laugh it off. But honestly, since I started about a year ago, it's made a drastic improvement in my life. Absolutely, it has. Honestly, I'm not even chatting shit, man. I'm keeping it real with you. It has. I've finished 2 whole journals, back to back, cover to cover. I never thought I would. I'm actually proud of myself for sticking to it. Every day I'll write down 3 things I'm grateful for, and then I'll write down what I intend to do for the day, and then I'll write down a positive affirmation, and that's the first part of the day. So I write those parts first, and then later on at night I revisit the journal and I write down what I actually did accomplish that day. 3 good things that actually happened. Okay, what I could do to improve the next time around. So the next day, what could I do to improve? So every day I'm doing this. So you can see how there's power in that, because I'm assessing myself day to day. I'm assessing my performance. If you don't assess your performance, you could be going down the wrong track. But if you're writing down in your journal every day, you're able to correct it before you start deviating in the wrong direction. Okay, it's like when you're driving and you're drifting off. Hopefully you never are tired. And I don't want you to be drifting off when you're driving, but I'm just using this as an analogy. If you start drifting off and then you wake up, you're able to readjust the car, because it's dangerous. If you're not fully focused, you could start drifting to one direction. But the moment you regain focus, you bring the steering wheel back and you stay in the lane. That's what journaling does, essentially. You could be drifting off to one side, but the journaling every day, it's not once a week, journaling every day helps you stay on the right track. So it's been a tremendous help for me, especially when it comes to creating content on YouTube. And even in my personal life, genuinely, you know, there's a section at the end of each week, just a blank page where you could write down anything. There's no guidance. And by the way, if you're thinking, what journal is Ali referring to, there's a diary, well, the journal on Amazon called the 6-Minute Diary. Okay, I'm not sponsored by these guys, but you know, I'll give them props for creating a journal that's very simple to use. So at the end of each week, there's a couple of pages, actually, not just one, a couple of pages, lined pages, where you could write down anything. And I like to use those pages to write down genuinely just how I'm feeling about my life right now. Do I feel good? Right? What are the areas that I feel I need to work on? And it's nice to see it on a piece of paper, because sometimes you keep it in your head and you start getting frustrated. So I essentially remove the BS from my head and I put it on paper. I clear up the storage so my mind can be thinking of creative ideas and not thinking of things that are stressing me down, or stressing me out, should I say. Okay, so journaling has been a massive help. I would recommend that you begin as well. Number 7, reward yourself for your progress. We have a habit of essentially not rewarding ourselves until we feel we deserve it. Once I get, you know, enough money, then I'll maybe buy a Lambo in the future. No, man, celebrate the small wins along the way. For example, if you create content on YouTube and you get 1,000 subscribers, go out there and enjoy a nice dinner out with your wife or by yourself, right? Get yourself a steak with some sweet potato fries. Maybe buy yourself some Apple AirPods, right? Anything, man, it doesn't matter, but reward yourself. So you know that, okay, this thing is working, I've got some progress under my belt. And this way you'll associate what you're doing with fun as well, which is important, because I want you to do something that you enjoy doing every day. I don't want you to be pursuing a line of work that you hate. So when you start to actually progress and you start seeing some fruits from your labor, enjoy it, man. Cherish the little milestones along the way. Okay? Number 8, don't overthink the process. This is very important, because I get a lot of messages about overthinking. Ali, but I overthink. There's nothing to worry about. You know, people ask me, but how am I going to do it? Don't worry about the how. You will figure it out as you go along. Most of the most successful entrepreneurs and businessmen in the world didn't know how in the beginning. Right? Are you telling me the first person that created a car knew exactly how to do it the first time round? No. There were several failed prototypes. Thomas Edison is a great example of somebody who didn't really figure it out until about 1,000 times in. Right? After 1,000 attempts, he finally figured out the light bulb. So you're not going to figure it out straight away, but trust that you will figure it out. Okay, you might meet somebody who has more experience than you in your line of work and he guides you on something. Okay, he gives you a book. The pieces will start connecting. But if you're overthinking it now, you'll just discourage yourself from starting or from completing. Right? So you don't need all the answers straight away. You don't need them right now. Start and you'll figure it out as you go along. Number 9, keep investing in yourself. You start making some money from your business or from your YouTube channel, whatever it is, reinvest. If it's working, if it's providing you with some results, keep putting money back into yourself, okay? For example, if you start doing well and you want to improve your nutrition, maybe hire somebody who's an expert in nutrition. Or let's say if one of your friends has studied nutrition before or is a personal trainer or something, you know, pay him. Obviously, you know, if you can afford to. But if you can, then yeah, great investment. Invest in the way your body looks. Eat clean. You start making money from your YouTube channel, buy a new microphone. Some new lighting. Okay? If it's working, you want to keep ensuring that you know, if, for example, YouTube, because it's working for me, I want to keep ensuring, fucking I almost dropped the light. I want to ensure that I'm reinvesting money back into it so I improve myself even more. Okay? And then finally, number 10, seek like-minded people. It helps. Not just over the next 6 months, but in life in general. It helps to have people that are on the same wavelength as you. You've got a personal goal, whether it's to, become a black belt in jiu-jitsu. If you have people around you that share the same sort of goal, it's going to help. You're both hungry to win. It makes life easier. For example, you've got somebody who is also doing YouTube. You get to talk about ideas together and ways of improving things. That helps. Okay? So hopefully these tips have provided you with some value. Let's knuckle down over the next 6 months, guys. Things can change drastically quick for the better. Be optimistic. Okay? Negativity won't do anything but hold you down. Be optimistic. You can do this. Yes, you may not have all the answers right now, but you will connect the dots. It will all make sense. Okay? Make sure you give this video a like. Subscribe down below if you haven't already, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.